Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video we're going to do something a little bit different. In all my videos I've done throughout the years, you pretty much have seen me always use the pressure washer and the MTM submachine gun style foamer as part of our test specs. Who doesn't like to foam a car as a pre-wash? But I do realize that there's a lot of people out there that don't own a pressure washer, or they can't have access to a pressure washer. They do have access to a hose and they have a place to wash the car. So I'm going to show you guys a little love today. I'm going to show you, and I do this method that I'm getting ready to show you in certain instances. I'm going to show you how to really gently wash your car with the hose and foamer. Now this is the one from Chemical Guys. I've done a review on this. Gosh, it's probably been over a year. This is not a substitute for the MTM submachine gun style foamer. It's not anything like the PF22, but I'm going to show you how you can use this to really get a very gentle wash on your paint. Now, probably the most controversial video I've ever made was the one on the 2-bucket method, how it's a failure. Look, if you want to use the 2-bucket method, the 3-bucket, the 10-bucket, go ahead, I don't care. It's not a superior way to wash your car. Can it work? Is it better than just using one dirty mitt constantly all over the car? Of course, but it's not better than using multiple microfibers or multiple wash mitts, whatever you want to use. The whole point is you want clean water on the car all times when you're rubbing something across the surface. So I'm going to show you, if you've got really nice paint, if you've got a car that's been paint corrected, you've got a really nice car, expensive car, whatever, and you really want to treat it to some extra care, and you don't have access to a pressure washer to do a pre-wash, we're going to use this. It's a super beautiful day outside, and I've talked enough. Let's go outside, and I'm going to show you how to do this, no pressure washer. Alright, so in the instance where I like to use this method, the car was washed, I believe yesterday, and just from the sprinkler, the lawn sprinkler hitting it, it's got some spots on it. I haven't driven in any rain, and it's just got that plus some dirt, or some dust. So the method I'm going to show you is this is the kind of situation where I would use this method. We are going to do a pre-rinse with the hose, but as you can see, I've got a lot of just water spots all over the paint. So first thing I'm going to do is get the hose. We're going to go ahead and do a pre-rinse, and we'll do that next. Alright, so I've got my expandable hose that I just showed you guys in the previous video about this hose. I love this thing to death. And I also have this is called a fireman's nozzle that I use. I'll show you how it works. And I'm just going to do a pre-rinse on the car. All right, now that part's done. So we need a soap solution, and you guys know I have a ton of soap. I just reached in the room where I've got about 65 soaps, and Zymol is the one that we're going to use today. Okay, Zymol is an excellent car soap. If you want to check it out on my review, you may do so. Now I'm going to fill this canister up to where it says soap. Very simple. Okay, that's, I don't know, about 3 or 4 ounces. The one thing I do like about this car soap is it smells really, really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the water up to the line where it says soap and water. I'm not going to do this with the hose because it's going to go everywhere. I'm going to take it inside and do it, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got my soap and water solution in my foamer. I'm going to hook it up to my hose. This is one of the reasons I really like this hose, is it's got a shut-off valve. I can just pop this off without having to turn the water off every time. And I've got quick disconnects. Everything matches. And I'm going to get a microfiber towel, or I'm sorry, I'm going to get a, this is, you've seen one of these in my reviews. This is the one of the lamb's wool mitts that I use. And I'm going to, I've already got my bucket with my Zymol here. All right, so I'm going to really just, I need to turn the water on. And I'm just going to pre-foam the area that I'm going to do. Now the amount of slickness that is in this right now is unbelievable. So I know what a lot of you are going to say, you're wasting soap. Look, soap is cheap. I only have a couple ounces in here. And the level of slickness is unbelievable. This is the same as if you continued to take this and dunk it in the bucket. I've invested a little bit of soap. I'm going to flip my mitt over. Do the same thing. Wow, the smell of this is just unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Now, do I do this all the time for a maintenance wash? No. I would. And it is an extra step. But I'm telling you guys, just try it. The slickness and the gentleness, it's like you're continuously dunking the mitt back in there. So I'm going to put this in my bucket over here, and then I'm going to grab another mitt. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dunk this. I believe is the Chemical Guys Bear Claw. This thing holds an enormous amount of water. I'm just going to foam the area. Get a little bit of extra lubrication there. Now you guys see, as I, on my videos, on the first pass I get right to that body line, then I flip the mitt over, and I will do the rest of it, trying as best I can to work from the top down. I have a lot of people say, well, why don't you use one mitt per panel? You can do that if you want. You end up hitting a point of diminishing returns, I think, but it would not hurt anything. So squeeze this out. Grab a third one. And just keep working around the car. Doing this with this much lubrication on here makes the soap that you're using feel like Wonder Wash on steroids. That's got to be the slickest single, as far as lubrication, car soap I've ever felt. Not a huge fan of it, just because it excels in that area, but in the other areas it's kind of weak. But boy, is that stuff slick. Now there are other soaps that are close, single soaps. I'm not talking about anything we're doing in the hybrid wash series. And then of course, I like to use what I call the Medusa on the front and rear bumpers. Especially the front, because there's so much bug guts on there. It's just really, because this is more aggressive. It's microfiber, it's not going to scratch, of course, but it's more aggressive. And it helps to remove the bug parts. If you got really stubborn, maybe you live in Florida and you get a lot of the love bugs, and you can't get it off with just soap and water, then you can try the Citrol 266. That will definitely remove it. Just make sure to add your sealant protection back on there. Now a lot of people say you're not supposed to wash cars in the sun. Well, in a perfect world, you know, you could always wash in the shade. That's preferable. The point to that is that you want to make sure that whatever you're using is pH neutral, because if it's not, like if you were to use the Purple Power Vehicle and Boat Wash and let it dry on here, you'd really have to rewash the vehicle to get the streaking off. All right, this stuff is so slick I can't even get my hands on here to get this off. There we go. If there's one word to take away from this method, it's gentle. You can take a car soap that is weak and use this method and it will increase the lubricity. And the reason that it increases the lubricity is just because there's more soap volume directly underneath the wash medium. So let's say we were to use some Gold Class. Gold Class is a great, call it a value soap. I use it all the time. I wouldn't hesitate to use it on here. I do really like it. But it's not the most lubricating quality soap there is, but using this method, it would feel almost the same as the Zymol. I do miss using the pressure washer though. I do like the pressure washer. But back in the day, shoot, back in the 80s, this is how we did it. We didn't use pressure washers. We also didn't have as good a car soaps, and people were washing their cars with spick and span and whatever, Dawn dishwashing detergent and anything else, laundry detergent. Okay, so basically, you know, after this you would just dry the car as normal and just going about your business. This is a great fast way to really get a good wash, and it really does, guys. I really want you to try this, because putting a little more soap down underneath the wash mitt really enhances and elevates the lubrication to kind of another level for whatever soap you're using. It doesn't matter. I just picked Zymol. I like Zymol. It could have been anything. It could have been the Gold Class or the Blue Coral or whatever. So anyway, guys, I hope that this will give you another way to look at some ideas to get your maintenance wash done without having to use a pressure washer. It's a fast, quick, easy way. Your neighbors will like you. Just one side comment. No, my neighbors don't ever complain. They kind of laugh because I'm washing the car so much, but they don't complain about the pressure washer. So I'm going to stick with the gas pressure washer. If you like electric, more power to you, and I will see you guys on the next video.